Hello, welcome to another video, and we are back on Call of Duty today because there's actually been like some actual substantial news regarding Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 3 that's coming out in like 2 months now at this point, which is pretty crazy. It's coming up pretty quick, which is very exciting. We also have the new Call of Duty Next event. I'm pretty sure it's like October 5th, so that's just under a month away. So that's really exciting. Mortal Kombat comes out for us normal peasants next week, which is also exciting. Also, in my last video, I wanted to talk about it, and I just never got to it. My button's undone. And that's that there was a UFC 5 full-out reveal trailer type thing. I saw it watching the UFC event. I meant to talk about it during that video on Monday, I think it was. Never did. Game looks really exciting. The rumored release was October 27th, I think. But this video is about the Call of Duty news, and the biggest stuff that came out recently was about the maps. The reworked maps. They announced that it's probably been almost a month now. It was in August, I'm pretty sure, where they fully announced that the maps for Modern Warfare 3 were literally just all of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps from 2009 fully reworked, or fully remastered, I should say. And they look pretty goddamn awesome, and we have actual screenshots of the maps. There's also been a couple little snippet videos. There was kind of like an Intel drop showcase where people talk about the maps and everything, so I'm just going to kind of paraphrase that rather than fully react to that. Looking at some of these screenshots, first one here is Quarry. As you can see with this screenshot, and you're going to see it with like every single screenshot, the fidelity and the graphics on these maps, it's so much better, but it makes it feel very weird in a certain way, just because like people that love Call of Duty have probably, that are old enough to have played the originals, they have these maps like imprinted in their head in a certain way. So just how the lighting and everything slightly looks more modern and more upgraded feels weird, just for the sense that I'm used to it feeling how it did when I was like fucking 12 years old, not even. But here's Quarry. It looks really good. Everything looks the same. You can see a little doorway to the one area where you can camp up top. Everything looks relatively good about this. Here is a picture of Scrapyard. What side of the map? This would be... Yes, this is the one. Yes, this is not the house side of Scrapyard. The one far wall kind of looks a little odd for some reason to me. I think it's just maybe the screenshot, but again, this one has been remade, I think, in Infinite Warfare or a different Call of Duty. It's a great map. It plays really well. It always will, most likely. This one definitely looks the different just graphically looking at it, and that's Afghan. The plane and the dirt around it, they have the plane actually on fire, producing some form of like smoke and stuff. That's definitely gonna change it up a bit. The plane itself looks a little different, but as you can see, the bunker is in there. And then we have here Terminal. Everyone knows what Terminal is. It looks great. All of these screenshots, though, it all looks like a little more glossy almost a bit. Where in the 2019 game, everything felt more grounded and a little less vibrant in certain spots, where this one, the colors pop more. And even the neutral colors kind of pop out a bit more. And I think it's the fidelity and just making the game look a little bit more glossy almost. But they look really, really good. Here's Rust. Like, just looking at that inside, like, oil rig part of Rust, you can just, like, it almost looks a little cartoony in a way in this screenshot. Just like how straight off everything is in a certain way. And then we have fucking Skid Row fall maps. That should be a fun one. But as you can see, like, looking at the buildings are so much more detailed. They're so much more detailed actually looking at the buildings. Estate, this one looks great. The trees are going to kind of pop out more and make it look so much more modern. I think maps like this, what other map would there be? I'm trying to think, like, the more brighter maps and like the ones with trees and stuff like that, I think are going to kind of pop and feel more modern than some of the other ones that are like more desert maps. And then here we have Favela, and this map I'm really excited for just to see the level of detail they add in this map, because Favela has so many different buildings, it has so many different nooks and crannies within the map itself. So I think this one is going to be very exciting to see the upgrades or the fidelity and graphical upgrades that have occurred and how much more detail they're able to actually put inside the map, while hopefully making this map and every other map play similar and quick and just some good arcadey Call of Duty bullshit and fun. That's what I'm hoping for with this. Is this called Rundown? Fuck, what is this map? This map I always forget what it's called. It's got the big long building where snipers will stand. It's got like the 2 bridges and the little ditch you can go under the bridges if you really want to, but no one ever goes there. It's pretty good. It's pretty good sniping map. High Rise. High Rise is, they've shown off High Rise a lot in the intel drop and the kind of promotional stuff. It seems like of everything that they talk about these maps coming back, it looks great. For sure, it looks more modern and more glossy, and, you know, it definitely looks different than the old maps, but, like, that's... I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. Like, those maps are always going to feel different to me. They're childhood memory type of fucking thing. But it looks like they barely, if they've changed anything, it feels like they barely changed it. It looks great. Helicopter's still there. I'm sure, as you can see with that little crane thing in the back on the building, I'm sure you can get to the top of High Rise. If you can't, that wouldn't make any sense. Derail. I'm sure Derail is going to be fine. I feel like it being a snowy map, I don't know how much more detail snow is going to really have. Like, I wonder if there'll be footprints in the map so maybe you can track people mid-game. I know most people would never even fucking think about that because it's so quick and everything that you wouldn't have the time for that. And this is Karachi. This map's hit or miss, I find, whenever I play it, but again, it looks like fabulous. I'm assuming, again, like a lot of the other maps that are like really building heavy, I think there's just going to be so much more detail jam-packed into these maps rather than making different tweaks and changes in that way. I think they're just going to like make certain buildings pop out more with like different color of paint or something like that, or maybe have certain lighting that makes it look, you know, makes it look graphically better than it used to. Man, it's actually been a while since I have played this game, so I might... I mean, first shot hit, so that's something, I guess. Overall, though, the maps look pretty awesome. They look graphically much better than they used to. They look modern, and a big thing watching the intel drop that I was excited to hear about was that they kind of explained that while they were actually like working to remake these maps and rebuild them kind of thing and, you know, bring them up to modern standards with graphically and everything like that, they talk about making the choice of simply reworking the maps to make them, you know, look better and feel better with the lighting and everything like that. Just kind of use modern video game technology to essentially make the maps just look better without actually harming their functionality, was essentially what they were talking about, and the choice that they made, choosing to be more true to how the maps played back then and not make wild scale changes to kind of appease to the movement of now and everything like that. And that seems like such a good sign to me personally, just that they're going to, or at least they're planning to, keep everything relatively fast-paced. Also in the video, there's a little clip of someone running through High Rise. But it does feel like the game's going to at least be starting in the right direction. They are worried about how the maps are going to play, in the sense of keeping it similar to the feel of how it used to be, rather than changing them to add some sort of distance to kind of combat the mantling system that we now have that we didn't have back in 2009. Overall, I'm just hoping these maps play very similar, that they are very true to their original maps. Maybe I'm looking forward to seeing the detail changes in maps like Favela and the maps with heavy building areas, and seeing just how much better those maps look. But that's the big main news within Call of Duty right now. The other kind of news was that they kind of announced that the next Black Ops game in 2025 is planning to be a direct sequel to, not Black Ops, sorry, Treyarch, I guess. I mean, Black Ops, Treyarch, same kind of idea. But that the next Treyarch game in 2025 is going to be a direct sequel to the Treyarch game that will be the actual next one in 2024. So they're essentially just going to use this model of the Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 and Modern Warfare 3 in 2023, and just do that again, but with Treyarch games or Black Ops, whatever they decide. Overall, I'm really excited to see how these old maps work in modern Call of Duty, and to just kind of see that blend of the players playing on these old maps and just seeing how they interact, and if they play these maps similar to how we played these old maps in 2009. But that is going to do it for this video. That's all I saw it yesterday, I think all this kind of stuff broke, and I had a video already coming out, so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to talk about this. That's why this video isn't the quote-unquote fun video I had planned. There's some fucking car issue bullshit, so I couldn't make that video work this week. Next week, I promise it's going to be there. I don't know what day, but it will be here, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the screenshots and the videos of the old maps, and if what your thoughts are on these maps, and if you're expecting them to play as well as they did back then, kind of thing. Overall, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, consider subscribing. Helps the channel out a bunch. I'm very close to 200 subscribers, so it would mean a bunch if I ever get there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace out.